Good evening, friends. Matt here from theshavingcadre.com. This is video number 2 in a series of honing this George Butler 5/8 half hollow. This razor is from the late 1800s, early 1900s. I set the bevel on it with a Naniwa 1K, 5K, and then I took it to 8K, and then Naniwa 8K. These are all super stones. And then now I'm going to finish this on an Ozuku Asagi with a Mejiro, Koma, Nakayama Tomo, and then I'll likely also slurry the Ozuku as well for a light tray slurry to finish. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me get the, how'd that guy get there? Oh, I decided to break out my little penguin because our friend Keith from Tomo Nagura, I've learned so much from his videos. I had to do a little homage to him. So Keith, thank you for all that you do. I doubt you're going to view this video. You know what you're doing. But if you guys really need some help with Jnats, and you want to see a guy that has honed a ton of razors on Jnats, check out Keith from Tomo Nagura's videos. But yeah, he always has his little penguin sitting all over his stones. So that's why I did that. All right, I've already wet the stone a little bit. I'll go ahead and get started. Again, I'm still learning on these. I am no expert on Jnats for sure, but every day I learn something new. I really do like this Mejiro. It has a really silky smooth slurry. I'm trying to go a little lighter on these slurries. I had been going kind of heavy, so I keep trying to keep it around the skim milk level of slurry, and I think we're right there. I think we're just about at skim milk, maybe just a little bit more, and that's enough. I don't want it to look like mud. Now, the way it looks right now, I may need to add just a little bit more water to thin it out. But anyway, here goes. I think this is my 5th honing session on this razor or on this stone. So see how we do. No, I think that the slurry looks good. I am going to be focusing on doing some rolling X strokes here as we get started, because the razor does have a slight smile toward the heel and of course toward the toe. And I need to readjust the stone just a hair because it's making my slurry go to the one side. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah, I picked up these stones somewhere around 2 weeks ago, I think, from Japanese Natural Stones. And so far they've been treating me well. Struggled a little bit with the Koma. I think that part of that is I've been trying to build a slurry on the been trying to build that slurry on the edge of the Koma, and the thing is, the Koma, it's very fine, but it does have some aggressive particles in it. And I think my issue is I'm dislodging some particles from the edge. And it's such a big stone, you can't just... it's not easy to wield like these smaller ones. It's about 3 times as big as any of my other Nagura. So I just been struggling a little bit with it. Undercut on this is amazing already. It's already all the way up the blade. Not sure if you can see it on the video. I hope you can. But we're undercutting the entire razor. So this slurry's coming to an end quickly. I think I will dilute it a little bit. and I'll take a look at the bevel and see what the bevel looks like. And if I'm happy with the bevel, I'll probably go ahead and move on to the Koma, and cross your fingers. I hope it goes well. I've been, like I said, struggling with it. I asked my friend over at Japanese Natural Stones for a little advice. I did some practice slurrying, and I think I can, I think I've got a method that I'm going to try tonight, which is just rubbing the long part of the stone flat on there. No rocking of any kind. And very lightly pull out a slurry. All right, so this razor is really wanting to stick to the stone now. I'd say that slurry is just about done. Add a little bit of water, thin it out, go just a hair longer. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, I'll mention in this too. I am no expert with these stones. I've honed by this time in the last 5-6 years several hundred razors. I'm learning something new with every razor, especially because most of them are vintage. I don't hone a lot of new razors. And every once in a while I get it wrong. And this is more than anything, for me, especially with the Jnats, a honing journal, so I can go back and view what I've done. And of course, if there's any experienced guys watching this video that can offer some advice or thoughts on things I haven't been doing, I would gladly and very appreciatively take that advice. And I'll try it in another video or try it in my next private honing session. Yeah, our undercut is great. I don't know why I'm still going. I'll do just a little bit more on a lighter slurry, and then I think I'll take a look at the bevel here. Now in my last video, it ran a little bit long, bevel set to 8K. I usually can get that done in about 25 to 30 minutes, but it almost took an hour because I wasn't expecting to take out chips, but I actually had a chip close to the toe and a phantom chip toward the heel that I didn't even see. I did the marker test early on, and I guess somehow I didn't see it in the light that there was a little chip toward the heel, and I wasn't focusing on that, so I thought I was done, and then I noticed that chip, and oh no. So I had to start over with the 1K. But that's all part of it. Sometimes you got to take a chip out. Sometimes it's huge and it takes a while. Sometimes it's little and again, it takes a while, but you got to remove some metal. The only way you're going to do it is rubbing this steel on a rock. All right. We are jittering and jumping all over the stone. I'm going to call that. I'll wipe it off, and then I'm going to check it under the loop, see where we're at. Of course, I'm wearing a hat. That's blocking my light. Looking good. I do have quite a few scratches still. Starting to haze up good. I want to focus a little bit more on the heel, especially on that back side. And we're good and hazy on the front, pretty much all the way up. I guess I need to focus with a little bit more on that heel. So I'm going to do that with some circles and a little bit extra to get us there. So I'm not going to perfectly clean this off because it's similar particles. So hopefully one more session with this will do it. All right, I'd say that's probably enough. I was using a little bit of pressure. I've lightened up substantially now. Basically just the weight of the blade now, for the most part. The razor's starting to slow down real good. Slurry's good and broken down. Got a beautiful undercut on this thing. Oh, hopefully I'll have enough battery to make it through this honing session. My battery's at 20%. Perhaps my darling wife will grab me a phone charger. Thank you, darling. She's right. What would I do without her? Well, in all likelihood, only hone and work on razors all day, but probably wouldn't be able to feed myself, though. Alright guys, I think that's it. I'm going to double check under the loop. But I'd say we probably are there, but I'll just double check. Oh yeah, I have a nice haze up and down the edge now. Much smaller scratches. Thank you, honey. All right, so we'll go ahead and rinse that off, and I'll go ahead and move on to the Koma. And again, hopefully this goes well. I've been struggling with my Koma, putting off some bigger grit, and I don't know, that's probably me, not knowing how to use a bigger stone. The other option is I could hone on this thing. This thing's like huge, like a little aircraft carrier. All right, so we'll just go ahead and lightly talk about stiction. This thing is stuck. It's so hard. It's not one to give up much in the way of slurry at all. There it goes. It's starting to. I'm going to go with that light slurry. I'm thinking might also try to, I don't know, I might try to give it just a hair more, and this might be not in my best interest, but I'm going to just try to slurry on the diamond plate just a hair, lightly. And I'll just tip the slurry on there. And this is a really, really well-worn DMT Coarse. I've been using it for years. It still just barely scratches these stones, but it gives you enough. So, there we go. That might be my preferred method from now on, because that was way easier than what I was doing. Let's give it a try. That slurry feels really good by comparison to some of the days I've used it. And with this, I may have had to just work through a little something. I lapped it a couple of times to try and work through whatever grit was there, and it just, seems to have just smoothed out today. But definitely on the side of the hone, I was picking something up that was really fouling up the edge. I was seeing some pretty deep scratches after the Mejiro. Hopefully, I'm not going to see that when I look at the bevel this time. Because I'm definitely not feeling any of the grit that I was feeling last time. I thought for sure it was more coarse than my Mejiro. I've heard that they can be. Of course, I'm just a neophyte here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Feels really fine. It feels good now. I mean, it was way different feeling slurry before. I may have been going too heavy too. That could have been it too. You should be able to see a really good undercut on the razor. Let's see. Focus a little better. Still trying to focus on hitting the rolling X strokes here and there. I want to make sure I keep that heel and the toe finished as well. All right, friends, I'm gonna check on it, see where it's at. Hoping that those scratches are going the right direction. Looks pretty hazy from here. I'd say we're doing good. It looks great. Don't know what my deal was early on, but looks fine now. Great looking edge. Still missing a hair on the heel here, just a hair. I mean, but I don't use all of the heel anyway. I mean, it's not a massive issue. I mean, it's maybe 1/8 of an inch on the heel there. I mean, it's got probably has just a hair of a warp there. I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Nakayama. It looks really nice. Really very marginal scratches. Well, pretty happy with the way the Koma turned out. I don't know. I was having some worries about it. Say the way the stone's feeling now, it's grabbing a hold of the blade, undercutting real well. I mean, it's there. I think we're gonna go ahead and stop. That slurry's done. All right. We'll use the Nakayama Tomo. And I'm not sure if I'm doing this the right direction. I know that this Ozuku is harder than this Nakayama, but I'm not sure if I should be doing the trace slurry with the Nakayama or if I should be doing the trace slurry on the Ozuku. I guess I'm going to just have to decide what I like. Looks like I've got a decent amount of slurry on here now. I think that's good. But I guess this time through, I'm going to go ahead and do a progression here, and then I'll do the trace slurry with the Ozuku. See which one I like. Super smooth and soft. Already got a really nice undercut. Real nice undercut, the entire blade now. This thing looks great. Add a little bit of water to it, and it's just like butter. Super smooth. Really nice feel to it. I'm sure we're heading in the right direction. I just want to take a look at the bevel just for myself. Awesome. Great. All right. I'll do just a hair more here, and then I'm going to move on. I don't know, probably finished, but I think I'll do my little trace slurry, and I'm going to go shave with it. There we go. I'm starting to really start all of a sudden feeling nice bit of drag from the stone, slowing down it. As that apex really comes in contact with the stone again. Getting that grit out of the way. Mostly broken down. Again, I'm not sure if this next step is necessary. This edge is, I'm sure, certainly keen enough to shave with. But just finish it with that little bit of slurry from the base stone and see how it goes. All right. Alright, let's spray off this diamond plate. So I did use it to slurry the Koma. Sure it's clean enough. Until I just start seeing a slurry, I'll go ahead and pull it off. It's probably enough, just a tiny little bit. Let me know if I'm doing this trace slurry thing right, guys. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know. Nothing like having a big old aircraft carrier to do this honing on. I've always honed on smaller stones before I got these Jnats. I mean, the synthetics are 3x8s, but Jnats, even bigger. It's over 3 inches wide. 3 1/4 probably. Oh, getting sticky. This is great. Less than the weight of the blade, just trying to keep it on there. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it with this. Just do a few more strokes and be done. Again, if you're an experienced honer and you're watching me, an experienced Jnat honer, and you're watching me hone this razor, and you see anything I'm doing wrong, or if I need to adjust, or I'm using too much slurry or too little slurry, or going too fast or going too slow, by all means, let me know. And if you've made it this far into this video, and you've watched the first video already, and you haven't liked and subscribed, I mean, do you hate yourself? What's wrong with you? Come on, like and subscribe. I make content like this every week. I appreciate you guys watching, especially commenting and participating. It's a lot of fun. I think I'm going to call it at that. Take one last glance at the edge. Oh, she is smoky. Very crisp at the edge. Should be a great shave. Looking forward to this. Thanks again for checking us out tonight, guys. Have a great evening, and you can join me for part 3, the shave. So thanks again, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.